What's up? Welcome back to Nowstalgia. Dave here with a review of Tate McRae's second album, Think Later. The Canadian pop singer, still only 20 years old, back with her second album. Of course, her debut album, I Used to Think I Could Fly, was only last year. And in general, it's been a very busy time for Tate McRae ever since she blew up on TikTok slash due to the help of her successful dancing ability a few years back. And right now, she's hot on the heels of a gigantic smash hit with her single Greedy, which has been a very sticky smash on the charts, even lingering as the Christmas songs begin to take over the charts in December here. And to her credit, I think Greedy is definitely a great example of, pop song construction, just a very sticky melody, and also very enjoyable interpolation of Nelly Furtado's Promiscuous on top of that. Overall, though, I haven't been the biggest Tate McRae fan. Part of that, I think, is just kind of an unhoned sound, an unhoned sonic identity, where I'm not really sure what kind of artist she wants to be. And clearly she might have been also feeling this herself, because her past music, the biggest hit of hers to date, You Broke Me First, definitely more in that sad girl, slightly more emo pop side of things from a lyrical sentiment. And Tate McRae seemingly has left that at least a little bit behind with this new album, Think Later. And I think that's cool. Again, figure out what kind of artist you want to be. My biggest issue still is that Tate McRae's vocals don't really pop for me. I don't think she's the most impressive singer. And as a result, the songs are kind of drowned out with this kind of heavy electronic production this time around on the song. So the songs have to be I think kind of incredibly overproduced to make up for the fact that she can't really carry songs on the strength of her vocals. And if it's not going to be your vocals carrying you, it's going to have to be the production and the lyrics. And I think there are some interesting lyrical moments on the album, but to me, I'm just not really a fan of this sound yet. And I would be remiss not to assume that she's going to continue to hone and fine tune what kind of music she's going to make. She's still very far from a finished product, despite the fact that she's been working with a lot of, big pop producers. RCA Records famously kind of reworked the way they approach marketing off the strength of her very early success years ago. There's a Rolling Stone article about that. Nowadays, she's working with Ryan Tedder, Greg Kurstin. There's a lot of big names on the record. But yeah, I think just kind of going through the tracks, I mentioned Greedy, which deserves a ton of credit for just being a really sticky pop song. I think that one's good. I think Hurt My Feelings is probably my next favorite song off Think Later. There's a really fun rhythm to that and also kind of a sticky outro. Yeah, there's a lot of production on that, of course, but sometimes it's to good effect. It's catchy. So I respect that for sure. Grave. That one stands out from the more ballady side of things. Tate McRae, one of her friends is Olivia Rodrigo. She's certainly a peer of Olivia's, and when she was making the more emo side of things, you could definitely see more of an inspiration. Clearly, they're not as closely aligned musically as they maybe once were. Nonetheless, Grave, you can see the comparison. But it's pretty powerful as it goes. X's also pretty catchy, fun lyrics there. But yeah, I think overall, Tate McRae, I'm still going to be checking for her. The music videos, the dance performance that she does with her songs, it's quite impressive. She's a talented dancer, and I think there is certainly a lane for her to become a interesting pop star. But I think we're still kind of working on the sound, which again is not that big a concern right now because she's still only 20 years old. And when you can have a monster hit come around every cycle or so, the way she just had again with Greedy, I think she's doing just fine thus far, but hopefully better things to come. But let me know, how did you feel about Tate McRae's Think Later? Are you hoping for more in the future like me? Let me know. And for more music reviews, subscribe. And I'll see you next time.